Hi, I'm going to show you how to use global modulators. So I've got a sine wave generator here. And let's say we want to modulate the pitch with an LFO. So we can click here, select time variant, add an LFO mod, and we'll give it a pitch value there. Oh, so that'll do. And now when I play, we'll hear the warbling effect from the LFO. Okay, great. Now let's add another sine wave generator. And in your real project, these probably would be samplers or some other sort of sound generator. Let's also add an LFO to this. And again, we'll adjust the pitch. Want to get them the same. Yep, those are the same. So now we'll hear two of them going. So that's great, but now we've got two separate LFOs. And if we change one, we have to go in and then change the other, assuming we want them to be the same. What we can do instead is use a global LFO, a global modulator, and then it will have the same values shared between both of them. So let me show you how that works. So we'll remove these two. And before the sine wave generator, we want to add a global modulation container. Let me open it in the big view so we can see it more clearly. So here's our two sine wave generators. And before this, we're going to right click on the top one, and we're going to say add processor before this module and select global modulator container. And I'll close and reopen this so it refreshes. So there's our global container. So now we're going to select this tab here, global modulators, click the plus button, and then we can add our LFO modulator here. Now this doesn't have the pitch value because it's not specifically a pitch LFO. It's a generic LFO, and we can assign it to whatever endpoints we want. So if we want to assign it to our pitch for our first sine wave generator, we can come in here and go to time variant, and this time we select global time variant modulator. And now in this drop down we can select our LFO and we can assign the pitch. So this is for our first one. We also get a table here if we want to further customize the LFO's action on this particular sine wave generator. But we'll leave that off for now. Okay, now we can do the same thing with our second sine wave generator. So time variant, global time variant modulator, select the LFO and set the pitch. So they're now both sharing this one LFO. So that reduces CPU usage a bit, but it also just makes it convenient if we want to, say, increase the frequency. We just have to do it here, and it applies to both of them. But we still get independent pitch control for each one. And as I say, we get these tables to give us even more control over the shaping of the LFO. But it doesn't stop there. We don't have to apply the LFO to the pitch, or at least not only the pitch, we can also apply it to the gain. So we'll come in here, global time variant modulator, and there we go, we're using the same modulator, but now it's targeting the gain. And we might pull that intensity down a bit. And now we can assign this same LFO anywhere we want that can use an LFO, so we could assign it to effects, we can assign it to different chains, as we've seen, and it's just a very versatile way of using a single LFO and having it stay in sync in all these different locations. So that's the basic usage of global modulators. Of course, it doesn't stop with LFOs. You can use all the different types of modulators we have available. I use this a lot with random modulators if I want the same random value to be applied in lots of different places. And I use it a lot with MIDI controller modulators for things like dynamics. If I've got multiple samplers and I want them to all respond to mod wheel, for example, I'll use a global MIDI controller modulator and just assign that to the gain of all the different samplers. Okay, I hope this quick tip was useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.